Hello, and welcome to a new Path of Champions. This time we will be taking on Caitlyn, Caitlyn's Path of Champions with Ezreal. I just want to remind you guys that I am chasing that monetization hopefully by the end of this year. So if you can drop a subscribe and just watch the videos, that's really all I care about. Thank you. So let's get into it. We start off with Caitlyn. I know that Ezreal is going to keep pinging me, and I know that we need to build a strong board to avoid their chump blockers, which is why I got Caitlyn to have regeneration for this run. And then we were able to pick up that all of our units will become will be Fury and be a dragon. So you can see why Caitlyn is a 4/4 right away. Along with the studded letter that it has, it's going to be very strong, and you can see here just how amazingly fast I'm able to build this board. I knew that they might want to use a mystic shot to get rid of my Caitlyn, which is why I saved that 3 mana for her spell, and I was able to draw her again, so that is really good. They are able to continuously try to overpower me, but with such a weak amount of nexus on their side, it's going to be totally okay. You saw that I wanted to use the Sting Officer, but I knew that if I just held on to my mana, I could be able to destroy the illegal contraption, and so that's what I decided to do anyway. Right here, I am just trying to get rid of their nexus as much as possible. I decided, you know what, I'm going to get rid of their health, so that way even if they try to block any of my units, we should be good. One thing that you should keep in mind is that agent right in the middle, the 3/3. You should always try to attack with that guy before Caitlyn, because he gives you the chance to draw an additional card, maybe give you enough to level up Caitlyn. So you can see here, I could have gotten 7 hits to the nexus and won if I just did that correctly. And because I didn't, now you have to see that now they're building up their board yet again, right? Now we have to wait because they are now clearing my board. They took away a nexus, so that's my fault and something you should not, you should avoid like I do, or like I didn't. We want to make sure that we have some sort of flash bombs. You can see here that they're continuously drawing even more flash bombs. They're going to get rid of my Caitlyn, which is fine because my board is just slightly wide enough that I'm able to win them. So that is one lesson that I should remember and something that you guys should remember moving forward. And so now we're going in looking through the items. Once you get Corinna, it's so good. You're able to either get 5 flash bombs on their deck, or you're able to use all her flash bombs and be able to kill a few enemies or get enough for the lethal. So that's something that you guys should take advantage of. And because I noticed that we're gonna have a lot of flash bombs, but we need more control because we don't have that many units with good enough health to be able to take a win against a wider board. We want to make sure that that we have some sort of control there outside of just flash bombs, since flash bombs are somewhat slow at times. That is why I decided to get the Kindred. The Kindred is going to be really good because as long as they draw a flash bomb and something dies, the Kindred will automatically mark something else, and then we will be able to use that to our advantage. Hopefully you're able to see it during this match. Again, I record this I probably played like a month ago, but it is finally time for me to release it, and so hopefully you're able to see how well this is able to do. I have quick attack on both, and so they don't decide to block. And right here, check this out, I kill the 4/2, mark the 7/3, and because all my champions or all my units have Fury, it's really nice that Kindred also gets a +1. Now is it time to get the Corinna? I don't believe so. I just want to create a larger board. You can see right there that why I decided to do this. We're throwing as many flash bombs as possible. as well as trying to get direct damage in. And so that's why I'm building a wider board, and hopefully it works. I summon the double agent, yes. And now that I have a wider board, I can go ahead and start marking things. I want to put Caitlyn at the very end. This time the double agent will help me draw. Right, that's kind of why I wanted that to happen. Even if I don't draw any flash bombs, check this out. I draw 3 levels up the Caitlyn, right? That's something you guys should try to remember. Put the double agent at the end once you have enough flash bombs, so that way they can draw them. Even if I didn't draw any flash bombs, it was going to be game, because Kindred and an elusive Caitlyn was enough Nexus damage. And so we decided to keep on going. Right here I thought, oh, maybe the missed call, because I can kill something from my field and then use this, I'll give me a draw. But then I realized the Benemone is just such a huge unit that why would I miss out on that? If I don't have a Kindred, if I'm running out of units, bam, you just drop down to 6-5 at your 4-drop, right? Not only that, but it gives you pranks enough so you can see their hand, or the way that I was thinking is slow down their field. If you're on a tough spot, those pranks can really slow down what their plan is trying to do. And so that's why I decided to get the Benemone instead. We start off with such an easy 1-drop. This is going to be an example of why I chose Kindred. You will see that they are able to expand their board a lot faster than me. You're able to see that I don't have a really good 3-drop outside of Caitlyn, and so I'm really struggling here to be able to build a good board. Just remember that they have a lot of elusives, but check this out. Good thing we all got stunned basically. They summoned the Scrap Scuttler, and now they're going really wide. You see that, right? And so now I'm thinking, if I do anything, if I block with Kindred, I am going to get Mystic Shot and I'm going to die. So I'm going to take this damage, but I'm going to use Kindred's ability to mark the person and slowly build up enough health for Kindred, right? You notice that they used that Steampunk guy to deal 1 to everyone. That is why I have Caitlyn to have some sort of regeneration, because a lot of pinging happens in this game. And you can see right here, Kindred is able to level up with the flash bombs. That's something that I really wanted to use. Check this out. Now Caitlyn evolves. Not only that, but now that someone is dead, Kindred marks the next person for this turn, right? And so we went from a 6-unit wide board into now them having 3. Right, they summoned that elusive, which sucks, but I do have that Static Shock, which gets rid of 2 of their units. And then I can even summon the House Wump to hopefully get enough flash bombs in there, perfect, to be able to go for lethal now. And you can see that without even blocking with Kindred, we got him to a 12-10, right? That Fury plus these flash bombs really help out. I think it was really good synergy for Path of Champions. In a deck I tried, I'm like, whoa, this is pretty good, but there's just not enough flash bomb support for Kindred. So don't do that, you know. Now I'm looking around to see if there's something that I should get, but honestly I feel like my deck is concise enough, consistent enough, that I don't want to put a pool of cards that are not worth it, you know, because I know right here that Karma is going to show up and we have 10 mana. I decide to keep the Crumble on my hand. That's something that I picked up from previous. That is something that's going to be really good. The only bad thing is that I really don't have something that I want to die, and even if I did, I wouldn't have enough mana for that. You can see here that I'm really dying, but the Kindred should come in to avoid, you know, check that out. I take 5 with the Karma, I mark the other dude, and now I'm able to kill it. And now the double agent is something that I don't mind dying. However, you can see right here, they're really going for it, right? They are going for the lethal. They're trying to concussive palm my Kindred because they don't want it to attack, and that's totally okay. I am going to kill the Karma regardless of how much health she has, and now I'm able to also mark one of the concussive palms. And now with the with this robot woman thing, we will be getting 2 flash bombs every turn. 1, she draws 2, and so that is slowly gonna start building up. They keep having a concussive palm on my dude, but with that static shock, thank God we are able to survive. Check that out. The Benemone is going to be really good. However, they're able to bring it back to my hand. It's okay because their effect is when they are summoned. We get 2 pranks on our hand, and so it's totally okay. We are now going to use the Corinna and plant even more flash bombs just to make sure that we have something in store if they don't decide to block. I figured they wouldn't want to block. I look at what they have and I'm gonna make sure their unit is weaker. I don't care about the deny since I don't have any spell right now to be denied, and I don't know if they would like to deny at 3 cost, right? And so I'm just going to put the Corinna out there. I will take 1 hit of Nexus, but that's totally okay since really it doesn't even matter because look at how wide my board is. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, so they have 2 spells. What I could have done is use that one guy so we can draw 2 cards. And you can see that I'm just trying really hard to make sure that their card is their whole play. So if they want to heal 7, they're going to be using that card, but a direct attack is able to end the game. Now all I'm missing here is some sort of way to consistently proc the Kindred, and so that's why I got the list over here. Hopefully it comes later in the future. And then I'm looking around, but really I'm an aggressive player when it comes to Path of Champions, and so I am going to get that rally, right? Every single turn we get to attack, and with my hand, check that out, I got that Caitlyn in my hand. With my Caitlyn, that just means every single turn we're putting flash bombs, right? It sucks that in this path right here I just get a randomized hand, but I think the good thing about that is as long as I keep a lot of units on the board, I can just figure out, like, I'm going to draw Caitlyn eventually, so really that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna summon the double agent. I can see what they're trying to do, but what I'm going to also use is the list on this Conchologist, so that way I can attack it, get that Fury proc to have a 4/2 and give me extra hand space so I can keep shuffling through my deck, hopefully get a Kindred or hopefully get a Caitlyn. You saw the power of the flash bombs right there. And I don't think they have anything here, so I'm gonna attack with the Kindred. If they really want to block, I can chump block with my double agent and mark one of theirs. I finally draw the Caitlyns, and so I am going to summon them. I see that they really don't have anything, so I'm just going to go for an attack. If they wanted to block with their submarine cat dude, I was going to use that spell to weaken them and be able to kill them with the quick attack, and so that's why I wasn't really worried. Now the flash bombs are coming into play. They drew that 1 Hexite crystal. I have no idea how people always draw it. It's so crazy. I'm really glad they didn't use the counterfeit copies for that. But for now, we are going to take that damage. It's just 2 to my Nexus to be able to deal 10 to theirs. Now it is our turn and we can go for a blank attack here, especially because Caitlyn is able to level up with that, right? We could have easily won there. I just want to make sure they don't have some sort of mystic shot to get rid of my Kindred or any sort of get excited, because then I wouldn't have lethal, and now I just have to wait another turn, right? And so I just wanted to make sure, right? They got so lucky that the thing that procced was Caitlyn's blocker, and so I wasn't able to beat them at this point. But now I go for this one more time, and with the mystic shot is able to deal the last 2 bit of damage that we needed, and that is the game against the Intrepid Mariner. Now I'm going to now that my deck is faster and I can consistently proc Kindred once he's on the field, I'm just looking for something that's a little bit more value, which is why I upgraded the list there. So now every time I use it, I will be able to draw and predict, right? Not only that, but I'm powering up my Corinna, so because she's gonna come out in the end the game anyway. We might as well give her that extra beefiness. We also got that spell shield, which for the Justice Rider, which honestly it doesn't matter too much, but you know, nothing wrong with just a little extra you know, oomph to it. I could have attacked there to make sure that, you know, there's nothing that's going against me, so I could have blocked one, right? But I decided, you know what, I'm gonna use the Mass Smother. Haven't used it in a while, and you get to see just why I didn't really want to use it. It's a 4/3 now, and it's really not blocking that much. And so now we're going to get Caitlyn. There we go. And now the fun starts. As soon as you get Caitlyn with regeneration, it's such a good card. They are able to use the illegal contraption to kind of stall me for a little while, but I think that's going to be totally okay. We don't want to block because we still see that they have a Mystic Shot there, and so we definitely want to be a little bit more careful with that. I don't even want to summon the Sting Officer because the Mystic Shot is going to take care of it and I lose mana for no reason. So I'm going to summon Kindred. Hopefully at some point be able to bait out the Mystic Shot. I'm trying to get rid of my Caitlyn, and that's totally okay because I have a Caitlyn on my hand as well. So I go for that blank attack. I'm waiting for the Mystic Shot. They're running out of hands, so now they have very little places for them to oh, perfect. Very little chances for them to really get anything. You can see that they're really drawing a lot, but the good thing is that because they're drawing so much, they drew all of the flash bombs basically, and so they didn't even get a good attack in. So now because of that, and I know I have like 10 flash bombs in there, boom, 8 damage. I proc my Caitlyn's Fury, and hopefully right here, something that's kind of strange that I didn't know is that the Kindred's masked or marked unit actually only works if it's the first unit that dies, not the first unit that Kindred sees die, which is something kind of strange. But you know what, we're just gonna keep on going with it. We are going to make sure that they're able to block with the swap bot, and with that Mystic Shot we're able to weaken it enough so that we can go ahead and keep dealing damage to their Nexus. They have 3 cards. If they want to keep drawing something, it's totally okay, because check that out. The Corinna comes in finally at that 8 drop, and check that out, now she's a 9/9. Very good. That's exactly why I never really expect Corinna to come out at the 6 mark and, you know, be lethal. So what's the point of keeping her as a 6 drop? I might as well just put her at an 8 drop and give her like a huge hefty chunk that she kind of needs for the Path of Champions. Right here, I just went to get a Frostbite. Not only does that slow things down, but it also helps out because now it will help me draw out a champion. Hopefully we see that in this kind of build. Not only that, but I believe I got the Benemone to have a quick attack, which I don't think we'll even use right here. I just waited. I passed my turn since I knew that the Static Shock was going to hit, and I didn't want her to be down 2-1, so that way this time she's able to survive this hit, right? Check that out. Now she did 2. I can even have them draw to slowly start decking out, but I decide to keep that mana for that Frostbite. I am looking for a Caitlyn, right? I'm not really seeing anything from Caitlyn. I can see that their Static Shock is really coming into play, and Ezreal is going to level up if I don't do something about it. So that Frostbite is exactly what I wanted. I am now able to draw that Caitlyn. And with Caitlyn on my side, as long as they don't have anything crazy like a Thermogenic Beam, I should be okay. They summon the Ezreal thinking that he's safe, but no one is safe with my deck. I have the list now. I summoned this to be able to give out more flash bombs on their deck. They have to block my 2-1, which honestly, you know, why even try to block that? Their flash bombs are slowly starting to pile up. All I have to do is make sure that we keep things steady. You can see that my Nexus is still bleeding, but that's totally okay, since you know they are using all their mana to try and get slowly ping my Nexus one by one by one. And so if that's the case, realistically it's gonna take them, you know, 14 turns. By then I feel like I should be pretty good, right? As long as they don't draw another Ezreal and start spamming spells, I am going to be totally okay. I'm gonna resummon the Kindred. They were able to beat the last one, but you can slowly start seeing this is starting to pile up, right? Sadly, the Kindred is not evolving yet. I'm thinking maybe I should go for a draw because I don't have that many good cards in my hand. I drew some spells to get rid of Ezreal. If they decide to start spamming spells or they start chaining stuff, I can kill Ezreal before we get there. I even drew a crumble, which is amazing. I'm just seeing, okay, I should go for the attack right now because they pretty much have to block now. And that will slowly remove them out of their units. You can see here that I feel like they're going to use a spell really soon, but they actually don't. I was just trying to bait out something there. Hey, but what can you do, you know? Now I draw the Benemone because I predicted last time, and at this point it's GG. A 6/5 quick attack with Fury is GG. I'm thinking maybe I should use this just to make sure that the static shock goes up to 3. So now if they really want to put Ezreal, they can only use one spell afterwards. Maybe they can use 2 Mystic Shots, but that's only if they want to kill Ezreal, so what's the point, right? Ezreal actually comes down, and I feel like, all right, we have to take care of this as soon as possible. I'm not even going to play around. We are going for the game right now, right? I know that Ezreal is going to level up, and so that's why you see me start to point straight to Ezreal. The moment that he stays on the field, the more and more I will be able to lose. Luckily, he was able to draw a card which procced the flash bomb and took care of him. Perfect. Thank you so much. That means he's not leveling up yet. I'm going to take out Karina, and I'm going to take out all the flash bombs in the top 5 cards of my deck. Let's just figure out what's in here. And at this point, I don't really care. I am just trying to get rid of their board. I only draw 2, which sucks, but like I said before, Kindred's mark is able to keep bringing down the control, right? They never want to block Kindred. The good thing is that means I'm going 4, 5, 7, you know, straight to the face. I just want to plant more flash bombs since Karina was able to get rid of them. So I can maybe go for a direct attack. Yes, perfect. You see that Kindred is now a 7/6. I'm just trying to see what they have in their hand, but this should be game. You can see that they are trying their best. They're trying to draw something, but there is no point to it. That is how you get rid of Ezreal with Caitlyn. I would definitely say, because it's a ping heavy deck and Caitlyn is first, you should definitely opt for putting regeneration on Caitlyn here. If you don't have regeneration yet, keep playing the Path of Champions or get a spell shield. It'll help you draw out the time that Caitlyn is alive for a while. Outside of that, I would say you definitely want some sort of control because it gets really spammy with units. So play some sort of control, which is to kill. Maybe you can use recall. I don't really like recall for this type of deck, but anything that has to do with kill, anything that has to do with damage, you're not going to be able to beat them as fast as you'd like. So we want to make sure to not rush it right away, but instead play a very controlled deck. But that is the gameplay. Thank you so much for watching. A huge shout out to everyone who keeps watching. We will continue to do this twice a week like always, so please feel free to subscribe to me. It'll help me out a lot. Thank you so much once again, and I will see you guys next time for a new champion. Peace.